Right now, before you scroll away, let me ask you something unsettling. Have you noticed how some people seem to quietly disappear after a certain age? Not suddenly, not dramatically, but slowly, as if life is draining out of them day by day. It happens so subtly that most never realize what's stealing their vitality until the mirror no longer recognizes them. And no, it's not simply because they've grown old. It's because of a handful of invisible forces that begin tightening their grip after 75. Forces that weaken the body, dull the mind, and slowly convince a person that their best days are behind them. Today, we are exposing those forces. And more importantly, you're going to learn how to stop them before they stop you. Because staying alive isn't the same as truly living. And if you're still here watching this, it means a part of you knows your story isn't finished yet. Most people believe that longevity is written in DNA, that the end is predetermined by genetics or fate. But the truth is far more uncomfortable and far more empowering. What determines how long and how well you live after 75 has far more to do with daily decisions, internal beliefs, and subtle habits than with luck. If you stay with me until the very end, you won't just understand why so many people decline rapidly in their later years. You'll discover how small, intentional changes can preserve your clarity, strength, and joy well into your 80s and beyond. Because the real tragedy isn't dying at a certain age. It's losing yourself long before you're gone. If you've ever wondered why some individuals seem to age overnight while others remain sharp, grounded, and full of quiet energy, this message is for you. Listen closely, because the first reason explains more than most people are ready to admit. The first reason so many people begin fading after 75 is not disease, not weakness, and not time. It's the silent disappearance of purpose. When a person no longer feels needed, useful, or directed towards something meaningful, the body receives a devastating signal. It begins to conserve, then retreat. Purpose is not a motivational slogan. It's a biological anchor. It regulates hormones, fuels resilience, and gives the nervous system a reason to stay alert. For decades, identity is reinforced by roles, careers, parenting, responsibility, contribution. But when those roles dissolve, many people are left staring at long, unstructured days with no internal compass. At first, the quiet feels like relief. No alarms, no deadlines, no pressure. But over time, that emptiness begins to echo. Mornings lose urgency, days blur together, and a question quietly emerges in the background. Why do I need to get up today? When that question goes unanswered, the mind begins to shut doors. Motivation fades, energy drops. The immune system weakens. What looks like aging from the outside is often the body responding to a lack of meaning on the inside. Studies repeatedly show that individuals who maintain a sense of direction, whether through mentoring, service, creativity, or responsibility, live longer and recover faster from illness. This isn't philosophical, it's chemical. Purpose stabilizes cortisol levels, supports dopamine regulation, and keeps neural pathways engaged. Think about older individuals you've known who still carry themselves with quiet strength. Almost always they have something that pulls them forward. A reason to prepare for tomorrow. A reason to care. It doesn't have to be grand. It can be as simple as nurturing a garden, writing reflections, helping someone nearby, or preserving stories for future generations. These acts create rhythm, and rhythm gives the brain a sense of continuity. When rhythm disappears, time collapses inward. Memory weakens, appetite changes, strength erodes. This is why people sometimes appear to age a decade in a single year after losing direction. Not because their bodies failed, but because their meaning did. Reclaiming purpose doesn't mean filling every hour. It means reconnecting with significance, something that reminds you that your presence still matters, something that uses what you've lived, learned, and survived. After 75, longevity isn't sustained by how many years you've accumulated. It's sustained by how much meaning you assign to the days still ahead. Purpose is not loud. It's quiet, but it keeps life moving. The second reason many people struggle to live long after 75 is the gradual surrender of physical strength. Most assume slowing down is inevitable, that weakness is simply the price of time. But movement is not optional for longevity, it is the engine. And when that engine idles too long, everything else begins to fail. Muscle loss doesn't announce itself dramatically. It arrives quietly. Standing up becomes slower, balance feels uncertain, simple tasks begin to require effort. As muscles weaken, the heart must work harder, circulation slows, oxygen delivery declines. What follows is fatigue, instability, and eventually dependence. Many older adults believe they're preserving energy by resting more. In reality, they're accelerating decline. The human body operates on use. Muscles that aren't challenged shrink. Bones that aren't stressed weaken. Joints that aren't moved stiffen. And once mobility is lost, recovery becomes exponentially harder. Research consistently shows that seniors who preserve leg and core strength live significantly longer than those who don't. The legs play a critical role in circulation, acting as pumps that assist blood flow back to the heart. When that function deteriorates, the entire system suffers. But here's what most people don't realize, the tissue remains responsive even late in life. Strength can be rebuilt after 75, not through extremes but through consistency. Sitting to standing movements, gentle resistance, daily walking. These actions signal the body to rebuild instead of retreat. The body listens when you speak its language. Movement doesn't need to be intense. It needs to be regular. Stretching in the morning, standing during phone calls, carrying light objects. These small signals keep joints lubricated, muscles engaged, and circulation active. People in their 80s who move with confidence aren't lucky. They're intentional. They understand that motion is not exercise. It's survival. Weakness is not an unavoidable symptom of age. It is often the result of disuse, and the moment movement stops being negotiable, decline accelerates. The body is designed to adapt, but only if you ask it to. The third reason decline speeds up after 75 is emotional isolation. This one is often invisible, dismissed, or misunderstood. Loneliness isn't just sadness. It's a physiological stressor. Chronic disconnection triggers survival responses in the body, raising stress hormones, increasing inflammation, and weakening immune defenses. Over time, the body begins to operate as if it's under constant threat. Human connection regulates the nervous system. Conversation, laughter, shared memory. These are not luxuries. They are stabilizers. When social engagement disappears, the brain loses stimulat. Ion. Neurotransmitter balance shifts. Cognitive sharpness dulls. Studies show that prolonged isolation increases the risk of dementia, depression, and early mortality at rates comparable to smoking. As people age, social circles often shrink through loss, distance, or withdrawal. Some pull away because they feel unnecessary. Others believe they're protecting themselves from burdening others. But isolation doesn't preserve dignity. It erodes vitality. The brain thrives on interaction. Even brief, meaningful exchanges release chemicals that lower blood pressure, ease anxiety, and support emotional resilience. Connection doesn't require crowds. A phone call, a shared meal, a conversation with a neighbor. These moments restore emotional rhythm. They remind the body that it belongs, that it's safe, that it's still part of something larger. If you've ever noticed a lift in your mood after a simple interaction, that wasn't coincidence. That was biology responding to connection. Humans are wired for relationship, and that wiring becomes more essential, not less, with age. Waiting to be contacted is a slow fade. Reaching out is an act of survival. Every relationship you nurture adds texture to your days and time to your life. The fourth reason longevity collapses after 75 is poor sleep and disrupted recovery. Sleep is not passive. It is the body's most powerful repair mechanism. During deep rest, cells regenerate, toxins clear from the brain, inflammation decreases, and vital systems recalibrate. When sleep becomes fragmented or insufficient, damage accumulates quietly. Many older adults accept poor sleep as unavoidable, but in most cases, it's not age causing the disruption. It's habit, environment, or untreated stress. Irregular schedules, excessive daytime napping, late caffeine, evening screen exposure, anxiety before bed. These factors interfere with melatonin production and circadian rhythm. Chronic sleep deprivation accelerates cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, and emotional instability. Even short-term disruption affects balance, reaction time, and memory. It's not just about how long you sleep, but how deeply. Fragmented sleep keeps the body in a semi-alert state, preventing full restoration. Sleep hygiene can dramatically extend both lifespan and quality of life. Consistent bedtimes, dim lighting in the evening, cooler room temperatures, light stretching or calming rituals before sleep, morning sunlight exposure to reset the internal clock. These adjustments signal safety to the nervous system. Alcohol may induce drowsiness, but it fragments deep sleep. Heavy meals strain digestion overnight. Television light suppresses natural sleep hormones. The body needs darkness and rhythm to restore itself fully. Every night of restorative sleep strengthens the foundation of longevity. Every night of poor sleep weakens it. Rest is not indulgence, it is maintenance. And without it, no amount of effort during the day can compensate. The fifth and most dangerous reason many people don't live long after 75 is the habit of dismissing small warning signs. Subtle symptoms are often brushed aside as normal aging. Dizziness, fatigue, swelling, shortness of breath, appetite changes. These are not nuisances, they are messages. After 75, the margin for neglect narrows. Minor issues can escalate rapidly. An untreated infection can become life-threatening. A nutritional deficiency can accelerate muscle loss. Sleep disruption can destabilize blood pressure. The body becomes less forgiving, not weaker, but more honest. Avoiding medical attention doesn't prevent illness. It delays intervention. Early detection preserves independence. Routine monitoring can catch reversible problems before they become permanent. Paying attention is not fear-based, it's respect. Self-awareness is as critical as exercise and nutrition. Balance changes may indicate neurological shifts. Appetite loss may signal inflammation or mood changes. These signs are invitations to act, not reasons to worry. Most people don't decline because of age itself. They decline because signals were ignored too long. Longevity begins when you decide your body is worth listening to. What determines how long and how well you live after 75 is not chance. It's the accumulation of small, quiet choices. Losing direction, avoiding movement, withdrawing emotionally, sleeping poorly, ignoring warning signs. These don't just shorten life, they shrink it. But every one of these can be reversed. Purpose can be reignited. Strength can be rebuilt. Connection can be restored. Sleep can improve. Awareness can protect you. Your body doesn't need perfection, it needs care. Your mind doesn't need constant sharpness, it needs curiosity. Your life doesn't need noise, it needs intention. Age can still be a season of depth, growth, and peace. The goal isn't simply to extend time, it's to remain present within it, to stay engaged, to remain grateful, to be fully alive until the very end.